Weirdvoice, First Anthology, Chapter 5.
Question number 1. Was the employee friendly? Yes. Question number 2. Did you feel taken care of? Yes. Question number 3. Was your shopping experience gratifying? Absolutely not. No. The first thing I look for when assessing a store's customer service is the employee's personal style and decorum. And Kira, K-I-R-A, is the name she offered when she escorted me into the men's clothing department. Kira was friendly, well put together, knowledgeable. She said all the right things like, "Yes, that belt looks fabulous with those slacks," and "I think low-cut socks would look sharp with those loafers, don't you?" And "Do you have any fun plans this Labor Day weekend?" Whatever, etc., whatever. But it was clear to me that Kira did not think the leather belt looked fabulous with the slacks I had chosen, because she blinked when she said the word fabulous. An ever so tiny glance down at the floor with a dull, faraway look in her eyes. I saw it. There was a hiccup in her well-calibrated performance, a lack of conviction which would have most likely gone undetected by most mystery shoppers, but not by a seasoned veteran like myself. I found Kira's overall attitude to be a lazy, you go girl posture. Just another tired example of the rote, gentrified sassiness that all department store associates seem to adopt these days. And so, no, absolutely not. I cannot say in good faith that my experience was gratifying. Question number 4. Would you continue to shop at this establishment? I did. I have. I returned to the store a week later because I am a reasonable person. I wanted to give Kira a second chance. I know I have a reputation for being fickle and exacting, but I also consider myself fair. Maybe Kira was having a bad day. Maybe she's taking night classes or something and isn't getting enough sleep. Or maybe she's dealing with a medical emergency. Maybe I was having a bad day. Life happens. And I wanted to be fair to Kira, and most importantly, I wanted to be fair and comprehensive with my assessment of your store's customer service. And so, I went back to the store and to Kira with an open mind and open heart, and I humbly requested her assistance in putting together a new outfit for my sister's upcoming wedding. That didn't happen. You see, Kira doesn't like me. And she doesn't have to, of course, but it is her job to make me feel like she likes me, and she is either unable or unwilling to fake it, and this is the most important takeaway of my evaluation. I don't like the way she looks at me, or doesn't look at me. She looks at me without seeing me, and that, ultimately, is why I'm giving your store a negative appraisal. There is something removed, distant about Kira's eyes, abstracted somehow. She's not actually there. I left your store that day insulted and empty-handed with one thought in my head. Something must be done about Kira. Question 5. Were any associates rude or inconsiderate? No, not at all. I mean, here's the thing. Upon my third visit to your store, I saw with clear eyes that Kira's commitment to customer service was exceptional, above and beyond. Her personal style, knee-length pencil skirt, wine-colored blouse, classic pumps, impeccable. And the way she commands the store floor with confidence, her dexterity with language, her easy drawl, her silken soft sell, and I'm hesitant to even use the word sell, because when she speaks to you, it doesn't feel like a salesperson shaking you down for a commission, no. It feels like a friend, patiently giving you loving but tough advice about your appearance, revealing to you all the things you already know about yourself deep down, but are too afraid to admit out loud. That's the type of friend she is. On the surface. But she is not a friend at all. She is a popular middle school blonde bitch who pretends to like you to your face, but those dull, faraway eyes are making fun of the way you dress, thinks it's funny the way you talk. And this is deeply offensive to me, and frankly, it feels criminal, this game of, I'm your best friend looking out for you, when those dull, faraway eyes are screaming, I want better. I deserve more. You are nothing. Which is why I'm strongly recommending that Kira, K-I-R-A, her employment with your company be terminated immediately. And if my suggestion goes unheeded, I will be forced to seriously entertain the idea of reaching out to the Consumer Federal Protection Bureau to lodge a heavily worded complaint. I don't mention this lightly. And I understand that management may bristle at the notion of government intervention, as do I, but there are exceptions, and Kira, I'm afraid, is one of them. She must be removed from your organization immediately. Question 6. Did the employee provide a pleasant closing comment? Yes and no. I didn't get a chance to speak with Kira the fourth time I visited your store because she was tending to another customer. And so I loitered near the dressing rooms, hoping to give Kira another opportunity to give better service and receive a more positive appraisal. Like I've said, I am a reasonable and fair person. Somehow Kira punched out and left the store without me seeing her, so I returned to my car in the parking lot. And that's where I saw her, chatting up a young man that I instantly recognized to be a coworker. Now, my understanding of the Code of Conduct says that romantic relations between employees are strictly forbidden. And although Kira and this young male coworker, he with the motorbike and tattoos and Johnny Rebel affectation, were not associating directly in the workplace, they were still on department store property. To be specific, the parking garage, P2, which was dark and empty of cars at the time, but if you pull the night vision surveillance tapes as I have already requested, you'll observe these two co-workers failing to comply with the workplace standards that are laid out explicitly in your rulebook. It was disgraceful what I observed that night in the parking garage, sitting there in my car. I refuse to elaborate upon in any detail what I witnessed, but I will say this. After the boy left and Kira ducked into her own car, she began to drive home. and when I stopped at an intersection behind her, waiting for the light to turn green, I could see her eyes in the rearview mirror, staring forward, those dull, faraway eyes, lost in thought and impenetrable. Now, I would have assumed that in a private moment like this, Kira would reveal herself in some small way, display a rare moment of vulnerability, weakness, or innocence, anything other than the same cold cataract abstraction that defiantly refused to be understood, to be comprehended, but no. Kira remained an enigma. But the question was, did the employee provide a pleasant closing comment? She didn't. Not that night, but on the fifth and final time that Kira and I had an interaction, when I approached her on the front stoop of a small ranch house that I had presumed belonged to her parents. A quick search on Facebook confirmed this. She didn't recognize me at all. I should rightfully take this as a high compliment. As a full-time professional mystery shopper, I take my anonymity very seriously and pride myself in a forgettable appearance and colorless personality that has taken years to craft, but I would be less than honest if I didn't admit that I was a little dispirited that she didn't seem to know who I was at all or why I was appearing unannounced at her home. Unsurprisingly, she was both friendly and unshaken by this lurking stranger who stood under her dim porch light. I told her that I was here on a courtesy call, that I wanted to give her a heads up, that, regrettably, I would be strongly recommending to her superiors that she be dismissed from her clerk duties in the men's clothing department, stat. She politely asked me why I thought she should be terminated from her employment, a job she really enjoyed and thought she was pretty good at. I detailed what I've already outlined above in this report, and she listened attentively. She nodded her head and seemed to genuinely absorb the substance of my criticisms, which I found endearing. She seemed to really want to grow and learn from my analysis. And when I was done itemizing all the ways in which she had disappointed me, she looked down at her feet, then looked up at me, and she was somehow able to muster a very real sense of regret. Although I didn't believe the woman for one moment, I did genuinely appreciate the effort. The employee named Kira, K-I-R-A, did indeed deliver a very pleasant closing comment as I turned to leave her forever. A quiet comment I won't reveal here because somehow it doesn't feel appropriate or permissible. It would feel indiscreet, and I want to respect Kira's privacy, but I will reveal that I did allow myself for a very brief moment to get lost in those dull, faraway eyes when Kira said goodbye to me. I stared beyond what she allowed and saw that she was laughing at me. I saw it. I saw it.
I saw it.
I saw her.
I saw her.
I saw her.
She was.
And she was.
And she was. And she was.
I saw.
I saw.
And she was. And she
I
was.
saw.
She was. I saw.
She was.
I saw.
I
saw that
she
was.
And she was.
I saw.
She was.
I saw.
She was.
She was.
She was.
She looked. And I
She
saw
looked.
that she
And I saw that
she
she
saw
looked.
that she
And she saw that she looked right at me. And
she looked right at me and she saw me. She saw me. Attached are the receipts for the items I purchased for your reimbursement. I look forward to other mystery shopping opportunities to help further improve your company's customer service.
Mystery Shopper was written and performed by Michael Gilio. Weirdvoice is an anthology of haunted stories. Each chapter is created from scratch by the Ice Core Collective in Chicago. The Ice Core Collective is Michael Gilio, writer and performer; Exal Iraheta, writer and communications; Aviva J., writer and performer; Ellie Maitland, Foley artist and sound designer; Matthew Muñiz, director, producer, composer, and production manager; Brett Neveu, writer and producer; Maya Reeder, sound design, mixing, and producer; Rich Sparks, visual artist, writer, and producer; and Neil Verma, director, field recordist, and first anthology producer. Special thanks to Leah Cole. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. For more, visit our website at icecorecollective.com. Weirdvoice is recorded at the studios of Northwestern University's School of Communication and in the field. And now, quiet time.